Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
What's up, True Heel Heat?
True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 4, Seasons Beatings, reviewing the December 18, 2023 edition of WWE Raw as only we can. And of course, I am joined by my esteemed colleague here in Des Moines, Iowa. I've always wanted to be to Des Moines. He is the ace in the face of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. He is Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you, sir? You're muted, sir.
Said no one ever. I always wanted to be in Des Moines, Iowa. Said no one ever. But yes, what is up? Good brother. What's up, everybody in the chat? I gotta update that intro again. First of all, I waited a week because I knew Randy Orton's gone. I was like, well, let's see who's going to be the new tag champs because we might have 2 sets of new tag champs. And sure enough, we got at least one.
Hey, I told you. See, this is why you gotta list, trust, and Sid.
Why is that the same thing?
Yes, this is true. This is true. We were on the same page. That's
All
very rare. We always do say when we're on the same page, you should probably listen to us. Because we're very rarely on the same page. It has to be shot on right between the eyes type of pick for us to agree. So there you go. But yes, thank you all for joining us live for Rated Raw Review. Thank you for joining us on demand. We appreciate y'all for joining us to talk about Monday Night Raw. Show your appreciation back in the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with you if you're here with us live. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can do the same thing. Drop a heart, drop a like, drop a laugh, angry emoji, however Monday Night Raw made you feel, and sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous and you're watching us on YouTube Live, we would appreciate it if you show that support. It is the holiday season. We're less than a week away from Christmas, Romeo. And of course, we would appreciate any super chat donations. Those go back to myself, Romeo, and the rest of the True Heel Heat crew. It gives back. And like Jimmy Rackaram always says, nigga, we broke. So we appreciate it. We got kids, we got relatives, we got to buy Christmas gifts for last minute. You know, we might get it a month from now. So that's when the money hits. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. But Romeo, how did you feel about last night's episode of Monday Night Raw?
Really good. Not a lot to complain about. Probably, it seems like the episodes we watch here, we're reviewing, fourth one in, seems like they get better and better to me.
I like watched that episode last night, and you know, I do reviews for this show. I do a review for SmackDown on, you know, Sportskeeda Wrestling. I do the review for AEW Dynamite and Collision. I watch Impact every week. I watch Ring of Honor. Just did the Ring of Honor Final Battle review. I watch New Japan. Did the World Tag League Final review. I would say this is up there with the greatest month of December in wrestling ever. Usually December is a dead month where like you can pretty much do your end of year awards like the end of November, like after Thanksgiving. But like this December has been unreal wrestling, and we got another great TV match on this show here.
Indeed, I haven't seen everything you've been watching, but I'll take your word for it. Another thing I want to say about last night, the crowd. I never get the feeling of, oh, we're going to Des Moines, Iowa. This is going to be a hot crowd. Oh, man, they were a hot crowd.
They definitely were. They responded to a bunch of stuff, especially the matchup that I'm talking about. We got G Loke in the chat saying, what it do? He says, guys, bang on us with that good recap, and please smash that like. Thank you so much, G Loke. We got Steven Chambers in the chat with us. We also got Queen Monet. Thank you so much for joining us. We got
thank you for being a member.
Stephen Chambers also mentioning home state. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Queen Monet, for being a member. We always appreciate that. Hit that join button. And for $1 a month, you can become a member as well. But yes, let's get into last night's Monday Night Raw from Des Moines, Iowa. It kicked off with the Judgment Day coming out to the ring. They had plenty of big matches on the card on the night. Yeah, Damian Priest started us off saying wanting us all to rise for the Judgment Day.
The snow was cold. I like that visual.
Finn Balor congratulates the Creed brothers. They earned their shot, the biggest match of their careers, the biggest night of their lives. For them, though, it's just another day at the office because they are the best tag team in WWE. They are stepping in the ring with the only two-time undisputed WWE tag team champions. Rhea Ripley says they ran 2023 and they will run 2024. Dominic Mysterio tries to talk, but of course he's drowned out by the fans who hate him so much. This brings out R-Truth to interrupt the Judgment Day, but really he's like, guys, why didn't you tell me that we were starting off the show? He says you left him. He didn't know they were opening things up. He says he does it his own special way, and he says, Des Moines, Iowa, what's up? But JD McDonough asks, what is he doing here? Truth says he's in the Judgment Day now, dog. He was initiated last week. He said he ain't one to complain, but he thinks they kind of crossed the line a little bit. He says a lot of those licks hurt. He said physically and emotionally. He says, he tells DP he knows he didn't mean it when he said that he didn't like Truth, and he saw it in his eyes. This breaks Priest. Why does everybody break when R-Truth is doing his thing? Priest breaks. He called for the man. We get JD who tells Truth to get out of the ring, and if getting hurt is what he's worried about, Truth says that it looks like everyone is looking for a fight. He says Rhea wants to beat up the Ivy. He says Finn and DP want to beat up the Creed brothers. He needs somebody to beat up on too. He stares at JD, but JD doesn't back down. We get JD getting his actual first chant. JD, the fans saying to beat up on JD. We get Truth says he sees all the trees and lights. He says there's a lot of animosity between him and JD. So let's squash the beef so they can all be a happy family. But let's do a Miracle on 34th Street fight. JD says that match was already scheduled. It's already been announced. It's already happening. And he says, when? He says, now. Truth says they better go now because 34th Street is a long ways away from here. He asks Siri for directions. JD tells him he is not in the Judgment Day and the match is happening right now in this ring. Truth says, all right, since you want him out of the Judgment Day, he says, let's make it a loser leaves Judgment Day match. JD says, absolutely not. But Priest tries to interject. Rhea tries to stop him. He says it is a good idea. JD's says he'll need a miracle to beat him tonight anyway. So it seems like we're gonna get a loser leaves Judgment Day matchup between R-Truth and JD McDonough. So this turns into your fun, typical holiday-themed brawl, plunder brawl, with both guys using holiday-themed weapons. You get cookies, you get the Christmas tree. Truth brings out a fire extinguisher at one point. They fight to the top rope with a table beneath them. We get JD with a surprise chop, but Truth fights back with hits some rights. JD headbutts Truth. He then grabs Truth's shirt, but Truth hugs him and they just fall through the table. And yes, R-Truth gets the 1, 2, 3, the national treasure, one of the greatest comedy wrestlers of all time. 9 minutes, 55 seconds. R-Truth wakes up a bit surprised about his win, but he celebrates on the top rope because he is now a member of Judgment Day. Oh, so we thought. But what did you think about this whole opening segment, the opening promo with Truth in Judgment Day, as well as this match with JD and Truth?
Why am I just now noticing that his shirt, like it has all the Judgment Day names on the bottom?
It says like tape and marker, yes.
And R-Truth. I just now noticed that. That's great. I complained last week because I thought it was all over, and it's not over. I made the mistake of, there's our reality, what we see on TV, and then there's R-Truth's reality. What he sees in his reality is completely different from everything we see.
This is true. And I can understand. Truth is from the hood. He would think that he got jumped in. He just needed to be initiated. That's all.
It makes sense. The initiation, it's a great cover-up. I love it. And definitely Priest definitely looked like he corpsed when it was R-Truth's delivery. He said, yeah, I saw it in your eyes. I saw Priest. He's moving his lips back and forth, really funny, like trying not to laugh, but he couldn't help it. And Priest, yet another, keep track of these, another bad decision. He's the one who says, yeah, let's have JD McDonough's, on the line here, in or out of Judgment Day. A loser leaves. Another bad decision. Keep track of those. It was a fun little scrap, like you said, a little holiday match. The ending was well booked. I thought Cole had a great call. He's like, joy to the world. I need comedy in my pro wrestling. It's not enough for me to just have great matches one after another and for it to be serious all the time. Yeah. Especially in a 3-hour program, I need some kind of lightheartedness, and R-Truth provides that. We made light of him being, the third return at Survivor Series after Orton, after Punk. But he has been delivering in his role every week. More than Orton. He's here every week. He's more than Punk. He's here every week. And he's getting the love and support from the fans. They got something going here. Who was it that said? Was it Jay Classic that said he's like the bloodline Sami Zayn?
He's Judgment Day's Sami Zayn. Yes.
Perfect.
Hey, I don't mind it anymore. I was convinced. This was the week that I was convinced. The dude coming back and saying that he got jumped in. I'm sorry. That was great. That was great. That sold it for me. I was like, Truth is from the hood. That makes sense. We got our boy Santa Will Chisholm with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will. He says, I love that Truth thinks it's a gang. Yes, it's an emo gang. It's an emo gang, man. I've seen emo gangs. The emo kids from South Park, they're a gang.
True.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, true story. But yes, keep those comments coming. Keep those super chat going. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm. We got. I'll just go to this segment because it wasn't up next. It was later in the night before our main event. But we went to the Judgment Den to see the Judgment Day as these guys were just clowning on
Dominic.
JD McDonough. Oh my god, you had
Bro, even Finn, and that's Finn's boy. Even him.
you had Damien in his face, kind of like snickering and being like, "Yo, how could you lose to our truth?" And then you get Dom being like, "Yeah, because you've had a rough time. Like you had Randy give you the RKO, and then remember when Priest yoked you up and had you, and then Damien, and then finally Finn's like, shh, and then Rhea comes in." And like let's stop. And he was like, "Am I real?" He was like, Damien said, "You heard the rules." He was like, "You're not in the Judgment Day." And then until Rhea said something, he then says, "Oh, I'm just kidding. You are in the Judgment Day." So he's relieved. Then Rhea says that they have to take things seriously and people have to stop, thinking of us as pushovers. So that's why she's gonna take back control of her division. She said Ivy now wants a match, so she's gonna have a WWE Women's World Championship matchup at day one against Ivy Nile. And then we hear from Finn Balor and Damian Priest, who said they're going to take care of business tonight as they will face the Creeds in the main event. What did you think about this backstage segment? I love them clowning on JD. They really treat JD like he's the little brother, like he's the young boy of the Judgment Day.
And it's funny because that used to be Dominic in his role. So now Dominic is, he's earned some stripes. He's a little bit higher up the ladder. Now someone else is the new recruit, new initiate, and he gets to poke fun at them now. He's not the freshman anymore, which is good because, Dominic needs to start going up the ladder. It can't be that position forever. Now it's JD's role. I just find it funny that Finn's laughing. Like, that's your boy. You brought him in.
You the one that brought him into this.
So
the Judgment Day dynamic is always so much fun. It's one of the better things about Monday Night Raw every single week. We got in the chat here. We got Trey Jones saying it's Grape Street. That's what they repping. They repping Grape Street. Grape Street Crips. There we go. We got next up, we get a backstage Katana Chance and Kaden Carter hyping up their matchup for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Then we get Nia Jax coming to the ring. Apparently, she's gonna say some words about Becky Lynch and what they had to say to each other last week. But out comes Becky Lynch before she can say a single word. Nia leaves the ring, and Becky wonders where she's going. She knows Nia has something to say, so let's get to it. Nia says that as much as she loved to break Becky's face again, she has more important matters. She is like to announce that she is entering the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match. Becky says that we don't care. This is true. Becky says she came here looking for a fight. Nia says that they have never fought because they backstage are afraid of what she would do to Becky. Let's face it, Becky is the moneymaker of the company, and if they want one-on-one, that would end that. Becky is the size of Nia's leg, she says. Becky says that she is the moneymaker because she will fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. It's not us preventing this, it's Nia. Nia's entire existence has been on the back of someone else's name. First it was her cousin, now it's Becky's. Her only claim to fame is that she broke the nose of the greatest to ever do it. Prove her wrong. Face her right here, right now. Becky says she takes off her jacket. They get a referee down there. Nia demands the referee to come down, and she says, let's do it. She acts like she's going to get in the ring, but at the end, she just baits and switch and gets out of the ring. She says, seeing how badly Becky wants it, she's not going to get it. She says this will happen on her terms, and it will happen in her own town, San Diego, California, at day one. Becky starts saying that she starts talking trash about Becky's kids, saying that everyone's gonna see it. Becky's kid's gonna see it. She's gonna be a disappointment to her. And once she says Becky's kid, you know Becky wants to fight. So she jumps on Nia's back. She starts punching her in the face. Nia does the lightest punch to Becky's back of the head while Becky's being pulled away by security. And Becky falls down and Nia stands tall.
She's got to be careful. She will kill Becky Lynch. She's got to be.
I understand careful. She has to be careful. It just looked really bad. It looked really bad. But it is official. 2 weeks from yesterday, it's gonna be on January 1st, 2024, the first Raw of the new year, day one. Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. What did you think about this segment?
I'm thrilled Becky interrupted Nia before she could even speak. To me, Nia promos are rough. I just can't stand her voice for some reason. I'm sorry. She did good last week, but I can only take so much. Becky cooked on the mic here.
Yes.
She cooked on the mic here. She had some nice liners. And Nia, once again, good trolling, acting like she's going to give Becky what she wants and the old heel trope. Just not tonight. But bringing up Becky's daughter, always recipe for a beatdown. And I'll say they built up more good hype for their day one match now. It ain't going to mean jack shit that it's in Nia's hometown. I bet you people from San Diego don't even know that's her hometown.
They probably hate her in San Diego too.
They're going to cheer for Becky Lynch. You kidding me? I don't even know why.
It's like she one day said, "Fuck you, San Diego."
They're chanting Becky. Sorry, Nia.
Yeah, I totally see that as well. We got another super chat donation. Thank you, good brother, Jay Miller. Jay Miller, I've been seeing you in the chat. I appreciate the new face in the chat, showing some love for the holiday season. Thank you so much. He says, I really like that the WWE are putting out solid shows in December and early January. It's a great change. Happy holidays, gents. Happy holidays to you too. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And I agree. I think that it's really good that WWE is keeping up the quality. And that's why I said, like, across wrestling, because I watch so much wrestling, this is like the best month of December I think I've ever seen from any of these wrestling companies. It just feels like they are keeping up the quality that we've seen throughout 2023, which has been an exceptional year when it comes to wrestling TV shows, major events, and just in-ring matches.
Yeah, thank you, Jay Miller. Hunter's cooking. Cooking on Raw, he's cooking on SmackDown. He realizes that you don't have to start building WrestleMania at the Rumble. You could start even earlier. And that's important. That's key. And he's doing it much earlier.
Agreed. We got Courtine with an interesting question here. He says, who needs to win more in your opinion, Nia or Becky? Nia, definitely. After this promo, because Becky basically turned back Nia's promo from last week, where Nia was like, oh, Becky wants this match so much because she's the woman that beat the man. Then Becky just turned it back on her this week with it. Like you said, it was an excellent promo where she was like, your only claim to fame is that you've broke the face of the greatest to ever do it. So once we face each other and I beat you, what do you have as a claim to fame anymore? Like that was a perfect response. I was like, yes, that.
For sure. I would keep Nia strong. I'd have her win this over Becky. Then you feed her to Rhea Ripley and at Elimination Chamber. And Rhea wins in probably convincing fashion. And then Rhea has that over Becky going into that WrestleMania match. Like, she whooped your ass. I whooped her ass. And Becky on the road to Mania has to overcome Nia Jax to show that she can hang with Rhea Ripley. Get her win back.
Makes sense. It's long-term storytelling. Like Becky winning next on day one makes little sense. It's not long-term the smart move. The smart move is to set up Nia as a challenger for Rhea, especially when you get to Perch, when she's going to be the big baby face.
And I would do it clean. I could see them doing it in a way where it's like a little sketchy. I'd do it clean.
Yeah. I can see it like behind the referee's back, like open of closed fists to the face or something like that. Or while Becky's in the ropes or something like that. It could be like that. Something cheap. But we also got another super chat donation from our good brother, Santa Will Chisholm, thank you so much. Will, he says, Nia just sounds like Valley White Girl. If you didn't see Nia and you just heard her voice, I can totally understand that.
That's probably what it is that annoys me. That's deep down inside. That's probably what it is that annoys me. Oh, so annoying. It's a top annoying voice in wrestling. Oh my goodness. It's you think of annoying voices, Vicky Guerrero's up there. I don't know she's not on TV anymore, but Nia Jax's up there. I'm sorry. We got to do a top list on that.
Not like most
top annoying voices.
Not like most voices. We got Jay Jones. It says, what happens tonight after she loses to Rhea? Romeo explains it. She'd be a key factor in the build to Rhea versus Becky at WrestleMania, because you could have Bayley or Becky win the Rumble, and that basically, if Becky wins the Rumble, that negates her losing to Nia at day one. She's going to get all her heat back or momentum back by winning the Rumble, or you have her win the Women's Elimination Chamber the same night that Rhea beats Nia. So then you have that whole story crust of Rhea being like, oh, I beat Nia, but you can't beat her. She's broken your nose and all this. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good build if you do it that way.
Yeah. I don't know what Nia's going to do at WrestleMania. I'm not thinking about that. I think my card for WrestleMania is filling up very quickly anyway. Anyway, next
Not
up,
everyone can make the card. We'll see you at Raw.
I like the little moment we get backstage before the next matchup with DIY approaching Miz, saying last week was great, and then Tommaso Ciampa saying, no, last week was awesome. They shake hands. They wish him luck on his Intercontinental Championship matchup. Miz talks about how Gunther is scared of this matchup. That's why he doesn't want another match after this one, but he knows he has one last chance, and he's going to make it count. But here we are. We got Miz versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And I thought that this match was so much better than their Survivor Series matchup. And it proves that Miz gets better with people as he grows with chemistry. And he had some really good chemistry here. And Gunther is just the best in WWE, period, bar none. He like through every single matchup, and especially his TV matches this year, the 3 with Chad Gable, the 1 with Tommaso Ciampa, the 1 with Bronson Reed, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the list goes on and on of straight up bangers he's had on TV. And to cap off the year, he has this one with the fucking Miz, which is arguably one of the best matches of Miz's career, because you got Miz trying to be submission Miz from 2012, trying to put on different submissions and trying to wear down the legs of Gunther, trying to tear him down. But the match really kind of turns as Gunther takes control. He's dominating Miz, blundering him with big chops, but on the outside he goes for a big chop while Miz is against the ring post, and Miz moves and he injures his hand, and that would become the story and really kind of drive and escalate this matchup to another level, as Miz really had some very compelling and convincing near falls and close calls against Gunther here. Gunther would try to kind of go back to the Boston Crab that got him the win at Survivor Series, but Miz would keep fighting to the ropes every single time. At one point, Gunther went up to straight up Samoa Joe status, where one submission doesn't work, let me go to another, then to another, gets on a freaking cavat at one point, but Miz keeps fighting. He gets a skull-crushing finale for a great near fall. Crowds on their feet. They thought that one was close. Then we go to they're fighting on the top rope. We get Miz with a super skull-crushing finale, but as he's going, he goes the wrong way to get the cover, the opposite way from where Gunther is at. But when he goes to get the pin on Gunther, he rolls out of the ring. Excellent timing there. Once they get back into the ring, Gunther catches him with a big power bomb. He then winds him up, hits a Rainmaker, and then one more power bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Miz wrestled the match of his life against the best in the world today, arguably in a lot of people's mind. That was up there with Miz's best matches, whether it's Bryan from 2010, Dolph Ziggler from 2016, Seth Rollins from earlier this year, or Backlash 2018. This stands up with any of them. Great storytelling, awesome finish. The Gunther is just on the money and might be the perfect TV wrestler. That's my best compliment I can give to Gunther at this rate. And after watching this match, I'm like, I was like, okay, it's in the books. Raw has been the best WWE weekly show of the year, in my opinion. And a lot of that is down to one man, the Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General, Gunther.
Well said. Well said. One word to describe this match. Awesome. Listen, the crowd, and we debated it. We were like, they should have had this match last week in front of Cleveland, in front of Miz's hometown. This crowd was hot into babyface Miz, and I was shocked how hot they were. Miz was great. He was physical, right back with Gunther. He took Gunther's physicality. This was the match I kind of expected to see at Survivor Series. This one right here, but the match with Survivor Series was good, but this was way better. And they milked two good matches out of this feud, one much better than the other. But they popped big for the skull crushing finale, and then the one off the top rope. That was a nice move by the Miz. The rollout was great. Miz looked like he was having fun out there playing to the crowd. Like, wow, they really love me. I've never been this over as a babyface.
Gunther playing to Miz saying in German, where's those big balls? That's what he said in German. Oh my god, that was awesome.
That's funny. Gunther, awesome combo, powerbomb, Rainmaker. Oh, powerbomb. Oh shit, you ain't kicking out of that. No way. Gunther is outstanding. He's taken what he does and mixed it into the WWE style of working. And you can already see it's definitely main event style. As soon as he goes to working in the main event world championship matches, he's going to flow right in seamlessly. And The Miz held his own and stepped up in a major way. Gunther brought out the best possible babyface Miz we've ever seen. And let me say this. I wish I know this is about Gunther, but I wish at the end they would have cut his music when he left and went with a long shot of Miz, getting to his feet, because he deserved a standing ovation for that. That ass whooping he took, the effort he gave. Miz doesn't get his two flowers at all, if ever. No, so that would have been nice for him to get, a moment right there. I would have done that.
I would put Miz. Miz is definitely in the top 10 greatest Intercontinental champions of all time.
Yeah, easily.
Like I would say I mean there is an argument for him as top 5, but I think that easily he's in the
10 is easy.
Top 10, easy. Top 5 is kind of hard.
Debate.
5 is hard. 5 is harder though, because I would say it's Gunther is now number 1. Then I would go 100%. Macho Man. He's number 1. Like it's not even
no. He said everything he's saying is the truth. He has taken that title to heights never seen before, and he's still going.
Yeah, Macho Man is number 2 still, because Macho Man did that in the 80s, where WWF was able to start doing 2 separate house shows, and it was called the Hogan Loop and the Macho Loop. That's how big he was.
As the working man's belt.
The working man's belt and the Intercontinental title being the gateway to the main event all starts really with Macho Man Randy Savage. So I think that his spot at number 2, he's only been eclipsed by one person in the past 30 freaking years. Only one guy has been able to pass him. And then you can kind of debate with other people. I think Bret Hart is number 3 for me. Then I would probably
Jericho's got to be up there.
Jericho, yeah, I would go Jericho 4. 5, I would probably go either Shawn or The Rock.
Did Mr. Perfect have it enough?
Oh yeah, it's Mr. Perfect. Yeah, you're right. 5 is perfect. 5 is perfect.
Because I always that title just looked so perfect. On Mr. Perfect. It really did.
Yeah, it did. But those are the guys when I think Intercontinental Championship now. It's Gunther, Macho, Bret, Perfect, and Jericho. Those are the guys I will think of. But when you go further down the list, past your Michaels, past your Rocks, if I know there's going to be some people that put them in there, then I would go like Miz. Miz is somewhere 7 through 10.
Yep.
We got in the chat here a super chat donation from our good brother Santa Will Chisholm, who says, Romero, are you okay, my brother? With the Charlotte Flair news, do we need to put you on suicide watch?
I am not well. I am not well. Not okay. This is devastating for me. Anytime your favorite wrestler goes out with an injury, it's going to put him on the shelf for a very long time. And, you know, it's even worse that when you miss WrestleMania, and this is Mrs. WrestleMania, that's even worse, especially when it sounds like she had a huge primetime matchup scheduled, probably against Bianca Belair. That was going to be a WrestleMania classic. Now you don't know if you get that match. It's probably not going to be on the WrestleMania stage unless they want to hold off on it again. Very depressing, but I know the Queen will be back. It's the same injury Seth Rollins had once upon a time. He was able to come back real quick as far as like the injury time. I think 6 months for him, which is on the low end versus the high end. We'll see Charlotte. You know, she's genetically superior. We'll see how long it takes her.
Genetically superior.
Never forget.
Good question.
Ric Flair fucking survived a plane crash. It's in her blood.
Curtine asking, who should be Gunther's next challenger?
Well, it sounds like they're doing some kind of schmoz with Bronson Reed, Gargano. What? No, was it? No, who was it? The three guys that Pierce talked to.
It was Gable, Ricochet, Kofi, Bronson Reed. On this episode, he went to Pierce's office. He said he wanted to talk about the Intercontinental title, and then
we got something on the show later on.
Yeah, we got something later on with someone else who says he's in the mix.
So, a lot of bodies.
So a couple of people was in the mix here. It's interesting, and we said it, and we got Cortine talking about what we're going to talk about next. Here we go backstage as Gunther is celebrating his win. Imperium comes to congratulate him, but he says, "Oh man." He says, "Thank you, but I'm upset." He says he will step away for a few weeks and recharge, but Imperium will stay here. He expects them to grind, to work hard, and finally impress him. Carry on. Kofi Claus comes up to them, but Ludwig Kaiser tells them they have no time for this nonsense. Get out of his face. Kofi still got them a gift. He opens it, and it's some coal.
He laughed hysterically. Listen, Gunther's earned a vacation. He is top 5 wrestler of the year for me.
Yes.
Top 1 for WWE.
Oh, yeah.
And
easily WWE Superstar of the Year for me.
And
MVP.
The pressure's on Imperium to not fuck up while he is gone, which tells me they're going to fuck up.
There's only one guy that even has a good argument, in my opinion, for MVP of WWE outside of Gunther. And it's not Seth Rollins. And it's not Roman Reigns. We got here in...
You're just going to leave it like that? You're not even going to say it?
We got a super chat donation from Will Chisholm. He says, sorry, Romero. Miz is not getting the stand in the ring and fans clap. That's only for Cena.
It's a damn shame. Should have got it.
Poor guy. Ah! Rhea Ripley's not even Women's Wrestler of the Year. She's not even Women's Wrestler of the Year for WWE. I'll give you that one. Women's Wrestler of the Year for WWE is definitely...
She's not even second for me.
No, she's not even second. Well, in WWE, maybe she's second.
No, not even second. I'd take Becky. Becky over her.
Becky had a strong year. A strong close to the year, definitely. We got next up. Go backstage for Shinsuke Nakamura and the American Nightmare Before Christmas. He tells a story of Cody Rhodes and the American Nightmare Before Christmas, how he spit mist in his eyes and blinded him. It's very beautiful. It's a beautiful tale. He says, "You're vomit. You're stupid. Your father was inbred." I was like, God damn, you going after Dusty too? Oh man, he was dropping them rhymes, calling him an idiot and stupid. It was great stuff. And then finally he says, "Merry Christmas to you. I will be your last fight." Probably Nakamura's best English promo he's ever done. Good stuff. It was really good stuff. Go out of your way to read those insults, and I'm sure you enjoyed it. He also called Cody a cancer, and of course, this leads to Cody jumping him backstage. The fight comes to the ringside area. Cody launching off the barricade with a big double axe handle. Security comes out to separate them, but Cody hits a big dive onto everyone. He grabs up Nakamura, clears off the announce table. He's looking for the crossroads until a couple of security guards pull Nakamura away, and Cody stands on top of the table and acts like a force field is around him, and he can't go after Nakamura anymore. Or he's tired. I don't know. Either or. But this definitely, I would say Nakamura's poem definitely made this more personal than it was last week. I'll give him that.
First of all, Nightmare Before Christmas, my favorite Christmas movie of all time. I would watch that. You watched the movie?
Wow.
I would watch that on repeat. I would wear that video VHS out. I had it on VHS. I would wear that thing out.
See, you've watched that so many times. That's why you haven't watched any other movies.
So the American Nightmare Before Christmas just made sense. That was a nice touch on words. And Shinsuke was hilarious in his delivery. Oh my God, I was laughing. That shit was hilarious. And he deserved to get his ass kicked for the shit he was saying. My God. And again, the crowd hot. Let them fight chance. I would have had Cody put one of these security guards through the table.
Yeah, I thought he was going to grab one of them up and put them through the table.
Because I would have been so angry at everything Shinsuke said. Somebody had to pay for it. And you just fine his ass. You want to keep him off Raw for a week, whatever. Just somebody had to pay for that. Somebody had to go through something for that bullshit. Shinsuke got away. I got breaking news though. Breaking WWE news. Unrelated to Cody, but about something we just talked about.
Okay.
This is on Charlotte Flair. From Fightful Select. Subscribe to Fightful Select, folks.
Yes, indeed.
Charlotte isn't going anywhere for quite a while. Fightful has learned that Charlotte has agreed to a contract extension that'll keep her with WWE for several more years. Charlotte is the first extension they've heard of since the TKO merger. It happened before Dominic and Rey Mysterio, who also re-upped. And they've heard it is huge money increase over her last contract that will have, it is one of the highest paid deals to a woman in WWE history. In addition, she's got a travel bus included with the deal, which is very popular amongst all the top wrestlers to have their buses in the parking lot and not have to be in the locker room. So unfortunately, she won't get to take advantage of this for quite some time until she recovers from her injuries, but congrats to her. Big money and big perks.
Hey, she's getting ready. They had to re her up so they get some money saved up for Andrade to join her.
You can't be losing Charlotte Flair. You've invested so much into her. She cannot go anywhere. She's a lifer.
Tony Khan's probably like, damn it, I signed Brick for nothing. For nothing. Trey Jones says it takes a lot of energy to beat someone ass for that long. There you go. We also got Trey Jones saying Charlotte wasn't going anywhere. Yeah, she's one of those lifers. Charlotte Flair is going to be on the shelf for a long time, says Chris.
Redesign, rebuild, reclaim.
Trey Jones says she blew out her knee and she about to blow a bag.
Money.
Another super chat donation from our good brother Santa Will Chisholm, who says, with people thinking Cody versus Roman is not happening, need to listen to Shinsuke Nakamura. He keeps rubbing it in that he didn't finish the story. Yeah, this is all part of Cody's quest back to Roman. This story is a small one, a part of his bigger one of his year going back to Roman. And the WWE video package before WrestleMania will make it all seem like this has been seamless.
Yes. And it'll be great. But who out there doesn't think Cody Roman's happening? What?
Yeah, I don't know anybody who doesn't think that at this point.
Nuts? They're beating you over the head with it. They've been beating you over the head with it since he lost.
Mostly it's been since the fall. Since the fall, they've been really, when it seemed like Cody wasn't doing
then and there, man. I knew then and there that it's going to be in Philadelphia. I haven't watched Rocky, but I know the Rocky stories. I know the theme they were going for there. And the build up to WrestleMania, they were teasing that Cody, what's going to happen if he loses and if he fumbles under the pressure. Like, I knew it.
I
knew
to
they were going to run it back.
and y'all tried to fool me. Y'all fooled me to picking Cody.
You wanted that 1,000 days. You knew that 1,000 days was a marketing thing.
Yes.
And you turned your back on it, even though
I
you
know.
saw
Last
it
minute. Last minute. I was the guy who was leading the bandwagon. Then last minute, I turned against it.
Trust your gut.
Yeah, I gotta trust my gut next time. We got backstage. Kira Tozawa asking Pierce for a matchup. Pierce seems unsure, but he makes the match anyway. We then get Chelsea and Piper trying to get out of their matchup. Piper says she's sick, but Pierce says no. And then in comes Bronson Reed to talk about the Intercontinental title. Then we get our WWE Women's Tag Team Championship matchup. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defending against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Their big opportunity at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And they did not disappoint. 9 minutes, 35 seconds. Didn't get too much time, but the crowd got into it late, especially when the party girls hit the after party right after a lung blower hit the after party on Chelsea Green to get the 1, 2, 3 and become new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. They were very happy, got a nice celebration afterwards. Backstage, they ran into the other women of the women's roster, including Tegan Nox and Natalya and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who said with new champions, there needs to be new number one contenders. So 2 weeks on day one, we'll get Tegan Nox and Natalya versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. But congratulations to Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They came together. We've seen it before our eyes. If you've been watching over on NXT, how they came together as a team. They've gelled. They've improved so much, and they get this big chance, and they pay off on it and become new champions.
No championship intros for the championship match that actually had a title change.
Yes.
What do we do? We get the jabroni entrance for the champs that win. Okay. Yeah, good match. That splash by Piper in the corner looked ouch. I was like, don't tell me this.
The Vader bomb.
Right? Yeah,
that
was nice. Chelsea hit Cardona's move, which is
Cardona, the Rough Rider. I
no
popped
longer
for that.
Cardona no longer one half of the women's tag champs. Unfortunately. I like the code breaker into the senton from Chelsea and Piper. That was nice. The keg stand is awesome. That the Kaden and Katana do. The after party's awesome. And our pick won it. I mean, we picked it. We picked the title change to happen. Good pop from the crowd. Are they ready? I think they are. I think it's been long overdue for these two to have these titles. It's just, the rest of the women's tag division leaves much to be desired. I wish they had like a working relationship with like Impact. Like bring all those women's tag teams over here. Let me see Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. I'd rather much more interested. Like they need Kaden and Katana need dance partners, man. And this ain't enough for me. Like the number one contender match you showed. Natalya already wants a title shot after she already lost 2 weeks ago. I'm too tired of Natalya.
You always lose,
so tired.
Natalya. Like we're done. We're done. How do you keep getting in these women's tag team title feuds?
Give me Zoe and Shayna easily.
Yes.
Hopefully Zoe can muster up something being attached to Shayna Baszler.
I would hope so. Hopefully they get Shayna and Zoe to do something because
but you know what this is leading to. Okay, there is a tag team out there. I'm sorry. It's on the other show.
Oh yeah, it's the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, it's the Kabuki Warriors for sure.
They're getting it. This is all probably. But
yeah, they I definitely feel like Chance and Carter are transitional champions after that.
Yeah, unfortunately, but if you're gonna lose to somebody, those are the two to lose to.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do then after you put the titles on them? What do you do after that? That's what you gotta figure out.
I know what you're gonna do after that. I know.
Sign up, Sasha.
A lot of people out there might not like it. I'm sorry.
You can call up the banks. We got a super chat donation from who else? Santa Will Chisholm, who says Triple H said New Rock, it's not happening. I know we tease Paul Heyman talking to Ava, but we just going to make her a co-GM of NXT because she's not ready in the ring. Yep. That seems what's happened here.
That's perfectly fine because also she's got to work on her talking abilities as well. Being The Rock's daughter, you cannot be a bad talker. Like, it cannot exist. So that's what NXT's for. Make her do everything. Make her do everything.
Hey,
and The Rock, man, we know The Rock is, Hollywood's back.
He's busy.
That's what he's doing.
He's busy, guys. We're not going to see him for a while. Sorry. Next up, got a quick little squash match here, as the person that Akira Tozawa wanted a match with was none other than Ivar. We found out in a little backstage segment with Alpha Academy and Ivy Now that it was Ivar that he made the challenge for. And of course, it worked out as you would predict. About 1 minute, 2 minutes was this matchup. Ivar gets the win with a super world strongest slam from the middle rope. And then he axes to get into contention for the Intercontinental Championship. So is Ivar the next challenger for Gunther?
I want to see it. Hell yeah, sign me up. That'd be awesome. So Ivar's been delivering.
He's the only new challenger for Gunther out of the people we've named.
And Ivar has been delivering in these singles matches, whether it's, short match like this, whatever. He still takes his time to shine, the little time he gets. I don't appreciate Tozawa doing Daniel Garcia's dance move very poorly. Please don't do that again. Although him taking forever to rip off his shirt was kind of funny. That's a nice spot. You should do that every match. His bump off the roundhouse kick was sick.
I just love how Garcia does the slow now. And then the fans get revved up. Yeah, it's great.
He's smart. He's learning the sports entertainment. Nice finish in the match. The ropes look shaky for them to get their balance, but they got it done.
Yeah, got the job done. That's all that matters. Next up, we get Seth freaking Rollins coming out to the ring for an in-ring promo. He says that he is feeling a lot more motivated than ever after last week. He says, wait till you see what he does in 2024. He says that starts with day one when he defends his title against Drew McIntyre. This brings out Big D, the Big Scott, coming out to the ring. Seth removes his green jacket, getting a little bit more comfortable, even though he has a more ridiculous shirt on. And Drew like a
damn Starburst rapper.
For real. Seth tells him that he hasn't forgotten the headbutt from a few weeks ago, so tread lightly. Drew tells him he's not here to fight. He has the match set, and he's here to tell Seth he is proud of him, though. There are so many people who are kissing arse when it comes to CM Punk, but not Seth. He told Punk the truth and how it needed to be said, and that's a real leader. Drew says it probably feels really good, Seth being at home. He recalls going home not long ago. He started to feel guilty, though. He sees his family members getting older. His pups getting older. And after 16 years, he questioned for the first time ever if it was all worth it. He thinks Seth can relate. There is someone he shares his life with, his wife, who is in the same position he is. All the way across the world, sacrificing the time with her family. And Seth has been part of those conversations, like missing weddings, not letting the fans down, missing funerals, his mom, her dad, Drew wanting to be there. But they say, don't you dare come home. Keep chasing the dream. Then certainly they aren't here anymore. He's got to know the hurt he has caused his family wasn't for nothing. And he is willing to hurt Seth for everything. He'll do whatever it takes to get the title at day one. And Seth says to that, here's the thing. We don't really know how to feel about Drew. He wants to believe Drew, but as of late, Drew's actions and words don't line up. So he doesn't know whether to believe or call Drew out on his crap. He will say this, though. He respects Drew. He found a way back worked his way into another chance, and he's done it. You told me you were going to do it, and you did just that. He wants to know, though, as much as Drew needs this, what makes him think the outcome will be any different? He's not the same person. Does this mean he's willing to cheat, to hurt people, to take shortcuts? The only person stopping Drew from being a champ is Drew McIntyre. He is looking Drew in his eyes this week, and he will tell him, I don't hate you. I pity you. Merry Christmas, Drew. Drew listens to all of this. Seth attempts to walk out of the ring and walk past him ahead of day one, but Drew wants to fight now after those words, bringing up his family, saying he pities him. Drew tries to attack, but Seth hits him with the super kick. He hits the ropes for a suicide dive. Seth starts mounting him, but Drew shoots him into the barricade. He then bounces his head off the screen on the side of the barricade and then picks up Seth in a reverse Alabama slam and crashes him down onto the steel steps. Seth was holding onto his arm as Drew stands over him ahead of their championship bout at day one. And another reason why Raw has been the best weekly show in WWE this year is over the last 4 to 5 months, we have been seeing the evolution of the best and most compelling character in all of WWE, which is Drew McIntyre. That promo was exceptional. And it was all believable because it was real. It's real. Everything he was saying. And he's the most three-dimensional heel character I have seen in WWE in quite some time.
I love how their first words, like Seth was like, tread lightly. And Drew said, I'm not here to fight. And what ends up happening? They fight. Drew's character has been intriguing partly because there's truth to his madness. It's shades of gray that have taken him down a dark path. And we got more of it here. And I saw what Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, that the story of Drew is telling on WWE TV is very close to something he and his family have been going through. He hasn't taken time off or asked for time off and keeps performing. So in that sense, I related to Drew. I felt bad for Drew, the man here, as well as the character. He brought real emotions into this promo that I felt you could genuinely feel them. And Seth's response was good too, because you say one thing, I want to believe you, but your actions here, you saw what he did to Jey Uso, Sami Zayn. You're very different. So the I don't hate you, like I like him bringing up CM Punk again. I told a man last week that I hate him right to his face. I pity you. That line hit
and
hard.
That was another Hangman Adam Page quote.
Yes, which is hilarious in and of itself.
I love. I think it was Evil of WrestlePeers put out the tweet. He was like, Logan Paul doing the buckshot lariat. You got Seth Rollins quoting Hangman Adam Page. And it seems like WWE likes their cowboy shit.
Yeah, Hangman would fit great in WWE, man. It's something to think about next contract, Hangman. Well, the bump into the steps was real nice here. Love another great, compelling week of TV from the Drew character and Seth playing his part well. This feud has been well written. I'm looking forward to the day one match. I'm wondering, whatever happens with the day one match, is that something you also revisit in the Royal Rumble? Have Seth defend his title again against Drew?
Yeah, I kind of want the day one match to either be like a schmoz finish or like, wouldn't mind Drew winning and having a short transitional run. Like, he gets what he's been wanting, but he doesn't even get to enjoy it because he loses it at the Rumble.
That'd be rough. That'd be rough for the championship lineage, because this is all started over. This is Seth Rollins. This is why this first run has been so long. They want this to mean something.
I know, but I'm just saying it's been a run.
Then some trivia question is going to be like, name the champions in order. since the beginning. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre,
Oh,
Seth Rollins.
trust me, they got me. They got me on. For anyone who's a Wrestle Talk Patreon backer, they got me on Survival of the Fittest, the Thunderdome edition. I've won I've won one. I don't know if I've won. If I won the second one or not.
Impressive.
I don't know, but I won one, and it was name every main event of every WWE and AEW pay per view in chronological order this year.
This year,
Yeah, that was tough. In chronological order, that was tough.
yes, yeah. The dates are all over the place.
And plus, it was like 8 a.m. in the morning because it was like 1 a.m. there.
Well,
But thank you. Kofi Claus was throughout this show, like I said earlier, giving the cold to Ludwig Kaiser. Earlier in the night, he gave a Yeet t-shirt to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Then he was giving out gifts to the fans at ringside when Imperium attacked him from behind. The Scrooges. Looks like Kofi's getting all beaten down. No New Day, no Xavier Woods, no Big E, but he has some backup. It's main event Jey Uso, who comes out, takes out Imperium. He then challenges Ludwig Kaiser to a one-on-one matchup. And I was like, oh my God, did they listen to Rated Raw review last week? Did they say, we're going to give Jey Uso a rare singles win? Adam Pearce tells Ludwig Kaiser he has to take the match, and the match is on. Gotta love Jey Uso's blurred out Yeet shirts. WWE made them when the copyright came in, so they was like, we're gonna sell these shits.
They're great. I love them.
This match went 10 minutes. I thought that these guys had pretty good chemistry with one another. A decent little matchup here. The Giovanni Vinci got involved throughout this matchup, seemingly helping Ludwig Kaiser look like he was on the verge of a victory when Kofi Claus came back out, gave the Trouble in Paradise to Giovanni Vinci, distracting Kaiser enough for a spear, and then the Uso splash to give Jey Uso his first singles win since August 13th, 2023. Jey Uso's first victory on Monday Night Raw since coming over. Congratulations to Jey Uso. What did you think about this?
Yeah, just, fun holiday hijinks for, the babyface to go over, for everybody to feel good. But could this be leading to something bigger, like Jey Uso versus Gunther? That would be something else, because that would be really good for both of them.
I wouldn't mind Jey Uso being involved with the rest of these contenders and winning whatever gauntlet or six-pack challenge they're gonna have to determine the number one contender, and being a challenger for maybe Gunther at Rumble or something.
Mate, you gotta think about it. Gunther needs some people to step up, some new challengers.
Yeah, gotta make it fresh, gotta make it new. I like it. We got another super chat donation from our good brother Will Chisholm. Will Chisholm, you always deliver for us. He says, it's crazy how WWE is using the storyline we wanted AEW to do when Punk came back after Brawl Out. It's not crazy because CM Punk didn't punch any of these people. I keep trying to get that over, because we keep getting people that say this type of stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, CM Punk called Seth Rollins a bootlicker. His friend never put teeth into another man's skin. I'm just saying, like we have to understand. Like, I do think that, yeah, AEW should have done the match. That's one thing. There's one thing to say, yeah, AEW should have done the match. It's another thing to try to kind of paint the Elite like, oh my God, they couldn't make it work. They couldn't make it work like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can make it work. The Elite, that's what it comes off as. And I'm like, no, there's different things. Like, Seth wasn't punched in the face, didn't have a chair thrown at him, no dogs were hurt in anything involving him and Punk. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Two completely different, separate circumstances that you can't really compare. It's just, all you can really say is that, WWE gets a fresh CM Punk to work with, and you hope it doesn't go down a bad path.
I hope it doesn't burn up in flames.
You got a motivated Punk who looks happy to be home. Let's see how much you can get out of that while you can, because you have to strike when you have the iron that's it's hot as it is right now.
Indeed. But we got the main event to talk about, Romeo, for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. The Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley versus the number one contenders, the Creed brothers with Ivy Nile. This was the big opportunity for the Creeds, having a main event spot for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And this was just a showcase for the Creeds to be like, they will be tag team champions. It just won't be today. But I said that, like, you saw the Creeds and where they're at. They're a good team. They're still agreeing around the edges. They don't know how to fill in a lot of the gaps in between matches. But what this match really had was a very strong close to it, as the Creeds looked like they were on the verge of victory on two occasions. First, we get the big Brutus ball on Finn Balor, but Damian Priest comes in for a timely save, which has been a theme of Judgment Day tag team matches. Priest always seems to make the save for Balor, not Balor making the save for Priest. We got also Ivy Now and Rhea Ripley fighting on the outside. Ivy Now taking care of Rhea Ripley, as it seemed like the Creeds were once again on the verge of victory. Another Brutus ball to Damian Priest, but they knocked down Finn Balor not long enough for him to come up and hit a coup de grace. So all four men were down. Balor and Brutus are taken out. It's left to Julius and Damian Priest. Priest hits the South of Heaven choke slam. He gets the 1, 2, 3, and Julius Creed kicks out at 3.5. But that means that the Judgment Day retain the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships in a good main event contest. I thought that these two teams really worked well with one another. And like I said, the close to this matchup, the final 5 to 6 minutes were great. What did you think?
Yeah. Priest looked pissed. I don't know if it was the Brutus ball. It did look like Brutus landed a bit on Priest's head.
I
He
thought
was
it
either
was
selling it
because
great or
I thought it was because Julius wasn't supposed to kick out at 3.5.
that too.
I thought it was like
Julius
a
kicked out.
Bobby Fish Punk thing.
Julius kicked out before the 3, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's why he looked upset.
The announcers made no mention of it, but if you look at the slow-mo, or not even a slow-mo, it's clear as day. And Damien sort of says something to him. I wonder if he was legit upset at it or something. No. Listen, I would run with that mini controversy to set up a rematch, even if it wasn't storyline. But I don't think Julius would do that if it wasn't. I wonder if they go to the videotape on that and to set up a rematch, because they kind of lost fair and square. Other than that,
Yeah,
Finn with the save. The match was fun. I feel like they left more on the table. Rhea attacking Ivy out of nowhere was funny, mad random, but Ivy looked strong, lifting her up and taking her out. The near falls were great at the end. The ending sequence was good drama and the right decision. I agree with you. We've been talking about this. I think the crowd needs to keep warming up to the Creed Bros, and having them come close here is good for the babyface chase.
I agree. I could see the Creeds being the team that finally does dethrone the Creed brothers. I can also see DIY being that team. They have got some teams now that seem like they're in the running that could be the ones to dethrone Judgment Day. And when you start lining up the teams that can dethrone them, that means that you have a good heel champion. So I think that they should have the title. Honestly, I feel like they should have the titles into Mania season. I feel like they would be better utilized as a tag team in the tag team title scene, and then have the whatever babyface tag team they choose to dethrone them do it at Mania.
That could be, it could be a multi tag team match. You don't know. You know how they love to do that at Mania.
That is true. Get DIY and the Creeds, and why not? I'm
That
down.
probably a SmackDown team as well.
True. Maybe Theory and Waller,
Could be them.
or the
Pretty
Profits.
Deadlies, Profits. You got a lot to choose from.
True. But we shall see. Let us know in the live chat. Last call for super chat donations. Like our good brother, Santa Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm, for the super chat donation. Last call for super chat donations. Also, you can give us your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? We got Will Chisholm with a super chat donation where he says, the Creed brothers marking out over Cody. Pop me. I bet Cody will pitch a nightmare through with them.
They do fit with Cody. That would be a nice little faction if Cody ever wanted to start a Nightmare Factory in WWE Nightmare Family, but they marked out way too much for Cody. I mean,
They did a
Julia's
little,
calling Cody the
bit too much.
goat. The goat. Will you stop?
I was like, relax.
You've been watching wrestling for
relax.
less than 5 years. What? Even then, you can't call him the goat.
It's like, what the fuck? Are you new?
That's a bit too much kissing ass for me. Bit too much.
Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the December 18th, 2023 edition of Monday Night Raw. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from us. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Romeo?
8.5.
I'm going to go with a solid 8 out of 10. I thought this was a really good show. Match of the TV match of the year for WWE with Miz and Gunther. Earlier in the show, you had a good main event. You had good matches sprinkled throughout the show, and Drew McIntyre still delivering on the mic and the best character in WWE today. So 8 out of 10 seems fair. Who was your MVP for the show, Romeo?
I'm gonna hand out the love to a few people here. Kane and Katana, new tag champs. R-Truth, just hilarious entertainment. And Drew McIntyre, that character is on fire.
I'm going to go with Drew, Katana, and Caden. I think that they deserve it for winning the tag team titles. But Drew, once again, he's just on the money. And that promo on this show was fantastic. Super chat donation, once again, from Santa Will Chisholm. Like 10 of those in this one view. We appreciate it, bro. He says this is what Vince do to have the new guys mark over Cena. Yeah, he used to do that. Or mark over himself.
Yeah, that did seem very Vince-like. He told him to do it.
Like mark over him. Act like he's a big star. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Oh, who is your LVP for the show, Romeo?
I hand out a few of those too. Tozawa for picking Ivar to wrestle, stealing Garcia's gimmick and losing in short time. We'll pick Natalya, thinking she's worthy of another title shot. So stop it. And this wasn't their fault because they had a good match, the Creed Bros, but you did lose a championship match in the main event. And also, like, whatever happened at the end, something happened. Whether, did you kick out of a pin that you weren't supposed to? Did you legit hurt and piss off Damian Priest? Something happened. Storyline? I don't know. I don't want to give it to them, but
I am going to at least give it to Tozawa. Yeah, that's it. I'll just give it to Tozawa this week. And match of the night, I got to give it to Gunther and Miz. What about you?
Absolutely. One of Miz's best matches ever. Put that on the DVD, along with his triple threat match at WrestleMania. I'm sure there's a Daniel Bryan match in there somewhere. What are Miz's top matches? Like
Night of Champions 2010 with Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins at Backlash 2018, WrestleMania 34 with Seth and Finn, and
didn't he have another fatal four-way?
Dolph Ziggler at No Mercy, and the fatal four-way at Extreme Rules 2016.
That one.
All of them came in 2016. Like a large majority of his best matches ever came in 2016.
Yeah, and the match wasn't outstanding, but it's gonna be on his DVD. Main eventing and beating John Cena at WrestleMania. He'll probably request to edit out the Rock part. Edit that out.
Edit that out. I just won. Yeah, good stuff.
By
but
the way,
yes,
you guys in the chat gave Raw 40% gave it an 8, 27% gave it a 7, 20% gave it a 9, 13% 0 to 6. I'm assuming that's probably a 6. I didn't put 10 on there because it's not a perfect show. I'm not gonna insult your intelligence.
Can't go too far. But that was a nice little scale there for you to choose from. But yes, that is all for this edition of Rated Raw Review. Romeo, let the people know where they could follow you on social media and when they'll see you again.
For Romeo Anthony on all forms of social media. I don't know when you'll see me again. We're not reviewing Raw next week. Raw's going to be a best of the year show.
This is the final Rated Raw review of 2023. Want to thank everybody who's been supporting the new show.
Probably World's End watch along. Probably.
There we go. There you go. So you'll see him for the World's End watch along. Y'all know me. Y'all gonna see me. I'm always here. I'm always here. I don't know if we'll have anything dropping tomorrow. I don't think so, but I'll be back. Oh, we got Elite Heat tomorrow, right? Elite Heat. The fellas will be here most likely for Elite Heat for the holiday bash. I will be here on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with Jimmy Macaram for AE Ramble. I don't think we have anything on Friday. And then Saturday, True Hill Heat Flagship Podcast, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully, StreamYard doesn't screw us over like last week. And then Sunday, we got Collision Discourse. And then Christmas Day, you got our special AEW roster tier list that's going to be dropping on Christmas Day for all your beautiful eyes. But follow me, True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, True Hill Heat on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content, the True Hill Heat Prediction Championship, plus much, much more. ProWrestlingTees.com, foryourwear.com. Get your True Hill Heat merchandise. Check out all the great content on the channel right now, like the True Hill Heat Flagship Podcast from this past Saturday, True Hill Heat 255, talking about all the latest wrestling news me and Chrissy love. You also got our ROH Final Battle review from this past Sunday with me and True Draw Josh. Check out Collision Discourse as well. For Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 4, the final of 2023 seasons beatings for the December 18th, 2023 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.